Hey, what's going on YouTube? Astronaut Bear here with another statue review, and I've got the XM Gambit XM Studios here. I have him the way I will be displaying him, and I'm not gonna go too much into the statue that other statue reviewers haven't already said. There's a lot of good ones out there. You can look up Gem Mint and MCE and the extreme dude who has a fucking new statue like every minute. Great reviews out there. I'm just gonna share my opinions of what I think and what made me get this one over the new Sideshow maquette. Now, I would like to say that the OG up there is still my definitive Gambit in quarter scale. I love the mixed media trench coat. I love everything about that statue. I love the cigarette in his mouth, and we all know that, that edginess, that '90s Marvel, that when it was sexy and cool and edgy, no longer exists. Now that Disney owns Marvel Comics, and you'll never see Gambit with a cigarette. This is why the maquette has a toothpick in his mouth instead of a cigarette. DC, you'll have that. DC will have a cigar and all that, and whatever. But we may get a Wolverine with a cigar. I don't know, but I just don't see Disney doing that since they own Marvel. So the reason I went with the XM, and this was really hard, guys. It was extremely hard to decide between the Sideshow maquette and the XM. They are both absolutely beautiful. I had not seen either one in person before I made my choice. I wish I had seen either one in person, but based off of the pictures, based off of the reviews, it was really hard. And what narrowed my decision down was the simple fact that the Sideshow one was way too deep, way too wide. I loved the pose. I loved the cards on it. I think the cards were executed better, but I like the cards on this one look better, in my opinion. And the fact that, unlike Sideshow, XM doesn't have regular and exclusive, which I absolutely love. I love that you get an entire statue. I absolutely hate that there is a such thing as an exclusive and a regular. As a collector, you miss out on the extra parts. I like that this comes with two head sculpts, and I like that two head sculpts are different. I like that this one, just like the OG, comes with the short hair, which I absolutely love this. I love the red eyes. The sculpts are great. I love the smirk. This is a beautiful, beautiful sculpt. And I love that you get the long hair, and I love that attitude on him. That is just nasty. Love it. So this is how I want to display him. And the reason is because I actually like the long hair on that one. I wanted to display the long hair with the OG, you get that, but the short hair has a cigarette, so that's why I went. I've always displayed him without the long hair on that one, and this one gives me the option of displaying another Gambit with long hair, and I like that. I like having that variety, that two different versions of Gambit in my collection, whereas a Sideshow, you don't get that. The Sideshow gives you two head sculpts that are almost identical, except for the hair and slight face feature difference, and then of course the toothpick and the exclusive. So it was like, okay, it's not much difference, and I hate that they don't give you both of them. And I love the pose on this. I love the leap. He's just like leaping up and just throwing up his cards. It just looks so freaking fantastic. The colors are amazing. I love the bluing here, that titanium. I'm a motorcycle rider, so all the bluing that I see are on the tips of exhausts. This titanium blues up, and titanium's a very expensive metal, so it would make sense that this high-tech machinery, this Sentinel thruster in the back of a Sentinel, it's got that blue hue. It's just the attention to detail is great. The rocks are cool. The wiring is cool. Just love this base. It's unique. I don't have other Sentinel bases except for the Magneto from Sideshow, which is a great statue. That I feel like it's just so underrated. It makes no sense because that is a really great Magneto. And so I think XM pieces go. This is, how many XM do I have? I have two that are boxed up, and then I have two showcased here, which is the Mystique and then the Omega Red, and I have my Miss Marvel and my She-Hulk boxed up, and then I'll have Gambit. So those are, and then I have the 1/6 Wonder Woman, which is great. So anyways, this is how I'm gonna display him. I love the anatomy. I overheard or heard or watched the video. One of the collectors didn't understand the anatomy, and you gotta remember, most of these collectors do not work out. They have no fitness sense, and never heard of what a fucking treadmill is. So let me explain to you guys what you're seeing here, okay? Because somebody was like, "What's going on here? Is that like 10 abs or 10 pecs or whatever? It's like 10 pack and." Like that makes no fucking sense. This dude does have an 8 pack, and his primarily like 6 pack is right here. You got the 8 pack there. That's your tight muscles right underneath your chest, and then this is where his chest starts and goes all the way up. So this is a plate that's sitting on his chest. So this is chest up. The rest is abs. And technically, he's got his 6 pack is 1, 2, 3, and then that's just his. You're down to the groin. So there you go. Sometimes if you're shredded enough, and that's genetic, genetic and just your own body. Some people can pull off, if they're shredded enough, they can pull off an 8 pack. Some people don't. Everybody's abs are different, regardless of how shredded you can get. One of the nitpicks with this has been the way the cards are done. Like I said, the Sideshow one is executed much better, but the translucency on it just makes it look like a toy. I don't like that. I love how this, you gotta see it in person. When the light hits it, it's really nice. That pearl effect with the whites and stuff looks really nice. But there is, people don't like this part here, but however, we're not looking at the statue from back here. This is all about angles. When I take photos of this, I am a photographer, so when you take photos of this picture, you just gotta set it up in the right angle, and the way you're gonna display it, you're gonna put the display in the right angle that you want. It's gonna make it look the best and the most flattering. The other cool thing is the jacket is amazing. The trench coat here, the details on it are phenomenal. Down to like that zipper right there. The details are just great. The buttons, the buckles, and I thought the buttons, the X buttons might be a little cheesy when I was looking at pictures, but in person they are great. It's such a beautiful touch, and I'm so glad they did it. The coloring on this jacket, the weathering, the way leather really looks when it's that patina, they did such a great job with this. So hats off to the painters and the factory that did this. The fingers are done really well. Even here, it's almost like you can see. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to focus it, right? But look, there's like you can tell like there's like dirt under his fingernails and just small details like that. So, anyways, great statue. I'm impressed. I love it, and this is how I'm gonna be displaying it. I do love. Again, I'm gonna show you guys the other head sculpt. I do love it. Beautiful head sculpt, but I just love that mean, just action pose right there.